I'm Becca Mitchell and I'm a physical therapist. I'm gonna walk you through 5 easy lower body stretches. The first one we're gonna do is a hamstring stretch. So I'm gonna lay down onto your back, making sure your back and neck are supported. And how you're gonna start is you're going to bring, so we'll start with the right leg, your right leg back, and you can hold the back of your thigh here, and then you're gonna straighten your leg up like this. So just supporting the back of your leg. And what's important is to make sure you keep your right knee straight. If you bring your toes towards your face, you're gonna feel the stretch a little bit more. And we're gonna hold it here for at least 30 seconds. I'll show you a variation when we get to the other leg to increase the stretch a little bit more. So you should be feeling a good stretch on the back of the leg. Shouldn't be painful, but you wanna kind of pull back until you at least feel a good stretch. All right, we're gonna come down. Bring the other leg back, and I'm gonna show you a slight variation to kind of increase the stretch. So if you have a towel, a belt, anything like this, you can wrap this around the bottom of your foot to increase the stretch. And again, just pulling that leg back while still maintaining a straight knee. And hold it again for a good 30 seconds. Hamstring stretches are super important in just having a flexible lower body. Specifically, if you have back pain, stretching your hamstrings can help with that as well. Good, all right, we'll come down from here. Just sit up. We don't need this belt anymore. We're gonna roll over to our stomach. Next stretch we're gonna go through is called child's pose. So you're gonna put your hands out in front and you're gonna sink your butt back until it's over top of your heels, and come all the way down to the mat, making sure your hands are planted into the mat. You should feel a good stretch along your chest, opening up the front of your chest, your lats, your hips, all at once. You can also vary this stretch by walking your hands to the right side of the mat and pushing through your hands, and then sinking your bottom towards your left heel. Hold that for a few seconds. You can walk to the other side and hold it. Hands to the left side of the mat, sinking your bottom towards your right heel. Good. Then you can come up from there. We're gonna come into a cobra stretch. So you're gonna push your hips into the mat. Your hands should be kind of below your shoulders and look straight ahead, stretching out your low back, your core. So to increase the stretch, pushing your hips into the mat is gonna make it feel a little bit more intense of a stretch. If you kind of lax up a little bit, you're gonna feel it less. If this is too much, you can come down to your forearms and hold the stretch here, making sure you have a good straight neck. Good, and after about 30 seconds, we can come off of that stretch. We're gonna come up, and next we're gonna stretch our hip flexors. So you can bring one foot in front of the other, come into a lunge. You can place your hands on your hips or whatever's comfortable. And to increase the stretch, you're gonna lean forward. So you should be feeling the stretch in the front of this hip here. Whichever leg is back, you should be feeling the stretch in the front there. You can kind of adjust your front foot to whatever's comfortable, whatever helps you feel the stretch. And again, we're gonna hold this one for about 30 seconds on each side. Most people have really tight hip flexors, so this is an important stretch with your overall lower body mobility. Good, and we'll come out of that, switch to the other side. So I'll put my right foot in front this time, left foot back. So then you should be feeling the stretch along your left hip in the front. And kind of leaning into it, standing up or sitting up nice and tall. You're gonna feel the stretch a little bit more, having good posture. Okay, just look straight ahead. Hold this one for another 30 seconds. Perfect. All right, we'll come out of this stretch. I've got one more for you. Everyone's favorite, the butterfly stretch. So you're gonna sit down on the mat, put your feet together. So in order to increase the stretch, pulling your feet back a little bit more, you're gonna feel it more in the inner thigh, which is where you wanna be feeling the stretch. Again, sitting up nice and tall, leaning forward, you'll feel it a little bit more. You also wanna keep in mind that if your knees are pressed more towards the mat, you're gonna feel the stretch more as well. If they start to come up like this, that probably means you need to bring your feet out a little bit more or lean back. So a couple things to keep in mind. Good, and that was 30 seconds. So that's our last stretch. I hope you enjoyed this lower body quick stretch and that you add it into your routine to improve your lower body flexibility.